Hi, Mark here from the Tangibound Podcast Network and host of the flagship show, the Tangibound Podcast. Did you know that we over at Tangibound are always looking for amazing podcasts to promote? And did you also know that we are also proud nerds and geeks of everything from movies, music, gaming, TV shows, and comic books to wrestling, MMA, soccer, and football? Whatever you can nerd or geek out about, we've got it. And if you're interested, we can help you find it. And if you're a show looking for a place to call home, we've got you covered. Side effects may include upset stomach, dizziness, tumors, shakes, and in some rare cases, death from excessive laughter. Though to be fair, it's only sometimes. Other side effects may include diarrhea, gallstones, heart palpitations, and strong desire for cookies on the dark side. Talk to your doctor and visit TangiboundNetwork.com and see if Tangibound Network is right for you.
This is a Danger Entertainment podcast. DangerEntertainment.net. Danger Entertainment Podcast Network.
In a world of heroes, villains, 6 British actors will come together to play Pathfinder. It's sort of like D&D, but also really not like D&D. Join Falter.
I immediately regret this decision!
Caragor.
Oh, I see you, Kenneth.
Velda.
Behold my arcane powers!
Shania.
Yes, I've cracked your case!
M.
No, kill him.
And the Dungeon Master for an actual play podcast that takes adventure seriously. Available on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, Stitcher, and from DangerClubPodcast.com. Danger Club, let's roll. God, doing that voice hurts.
Welcome to the podcast from Temperance Town, the sexiest podcast of world renowned. Tony grows a beard to hide his chin, swaps it with Earl so it glistens. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Download the pod, you won't get enough of these dapper chaps talking deadly fluff. In Hobo Gulch they run a homeless mission, clanging and banging with the pentagram of kittens. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. They enjoy their whiskey and local craft beer. By Odin's unkempt pubis we give a cheer. Tony's a raccoon when he's booziest. Don't be a savage, be an enthusiast. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. On the frozen tundra they call it a lock. Tony likes to masturbate in a sock. Brian pisses rocks cause it feels so great. I still don't know who the fuck is Tate. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. The boys will let you know when there's a Spurler. Due to male pattern baldness, they don't wear curlers. Stay salty, people, that's their closing line. And don't forget, have a beer, you'll be fine. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Salty
Hey enthusiasts, what's happening? This is Salty Language, episode 390.
Bro, 10 away from 400?
Yep.
What?
Right.
We gonna have a party?
We should, right?
We should.
400. Yeah.
I don't know what kind of party we'll have.
A sensual one.
Mm.
I mean, we just don't have a
Lemon
choice.
Party.
No, we're not doing that. No.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you can. I'm not going to stop you. I'm not going to hate on your fun. You know, I just will not be in attendance.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Bro, those old guys put out.
I'm pretty sure I have anything else to do that night.
Fine.
why wasn't Brian on this episode? Like, Brian finally misses an episode. Episode 400. Because Tony has a lemon party.
Exactly.
So, Brian, what'd you do with your week off? Cut my toenails, pumice stone my feet,
Stabbed out my eardrums and eyeballs.
Right. Normal stuff.
Yeah, normal shit.
I was just doing Brian shit.
Yeah, exactly. Hashtag Brian shit.
Oh man. So I'm Brian, and joining me is usual. It's Tony.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, back at full strength this week.
Oh, right. I mean, I hope you all enjoyed the salty news retrospective.
Mm-hmm. What was funny is when I was putting it together, I was like, I should probably listen to these so that I can do like a proper write-up. And then I was like, nah.
Yeah, like that, all that work.
So I'll be honest, I have no idea what was on it.
Rest assured, it's probably funny.
Because I don't remember us doing, I remember doing them. I just don't remember what the stories were.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's been a minute. It's been a minute.
It has, yeah. So hopefully they held up. If not, just pretend it was a Throwback Thursday. So, I guess I got nothing else, yeah. But yeah, boy, what a week.
I know, right? It's been weird.
Oof. Well, what a 2 weeks, I guess, because, we didn't have a catch-up last week. So
that's true. I guess we should, maybe get into it and why we didn't drop a fresh, steaming hot pile of show last week.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I don't know. I didn't listen to it, so maybe it was a steaming pile of show. I don't know.
That could be.
Yeah.
Well, no, some of that stuff, was older, so it's definitely like that white, like prehistoric yard ornament you see out there.
Yeah. Probably. Whew. It's too bad we didn't have something that like we just never released from like 5 years ago, something like that to really throw something in there. But, oh well. Yeah. Maybe that's what we should do. Every once in a while, just record some random thing. I'll just put it in, the vault and.
We should do, Brian, is we should, because the internet's amazing. You can find basically any information you want, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So we should pick a random month from a random year and then just recap the news. Like, whoa, we see that Challenger explosion. That was crazy.
Oh, man. I don't even have to read about it. I remember watching it. So.
Well, I remember, too.
Yeah. It's weird.
I'm just saying.
I was at school. Like I said, I've never seen adults scramble around as quick as they moved that day. I'm sure September 11th would have been the same if for some reason the TV was on that day,
For sure.
But yeah.
Gather around, children. Oh, God.
Yeah. Scatter.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It was something. So I just remember watching that and it exploded and we're all just like, what the fuck? And just like I said, the principal, and because we were all in the gym, they had various, how they had the TVs on the push carts.
Yeah, the super dangerous if it hits any bump, someone's dying.
Well, you should know, you were there too. We went to the same elementary school.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
Yeah,
the push cart with the 100-pound television.
Yep, exactly.
And these are teachers.
Yep. Yeah. That's how they stay swole, son.
I guess. I'm just worried. Like I said, if that thing hits a dime, there's some third grader dying.
That is accurate. It's very accurate. They had to be very careful with those.
It's strapped to the top. Don't matter.
No, that TV wants to go. It's going.
Yeah, the whole thing's coming down.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, man. So true. That and the projectors that they used to push around. Like, you couldn't touch them, otherwise, like, the film would ignite. So.
Yeah, probably half your arm.
Yeah. I think they were made by Ford, like Pinto parts.
For sure, right?
Tap them on the back and they explode.
It's about as safe as the equipment when they used to send, like, 7-year-olds into the textile mills to pull thread and shit.
Yeah. Those were the days.
Yeah, the good old days when blankets were sewed by children.
Now it's just shoes and wallets and iPhones.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
The time my iPhones keep me warm is when it's overheating.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. So, this last week at one point, I I'll get into the full story in a minute here, but I was at the hospital in the emergency waiting room, and I actually heard somebody, they were charging their phone, and I actually heard them go, "My phone's really hot." Like, you know how they charge, right? They heat, and that's what refills the battery, essentially. Like they generally get warm when they charge.
Especially because they're probably using it at the same time, too.
Yeah, they were. Which
maximum brightness, maximum volume.
Probably, yeah. And that's not good
4K porn streaming through it.
Well, I mean, if you're going to stream it, you stream it right. Yeah.
Stream it right, exactly.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah,
people are pretty stupid, Brian.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I'll get into another story in a little bit from there, too. But, so, yeah, anyway, so I guess I'll just go ahead. My week was very up and down because, Roxana came to visit. That was awesome. We had a really good time and all that stuff. But the day before she came in, I spent most of the day in the hospital emergency room because my mom's partner had a mild heart attack. Which at first is like, okay, well, whatever, he made it through okay and everything. But after doing some tests and whatnot, they were like, you're going to need open heart surgery. So, a couple days later, he had to have a quadruple bypass and, he's home now, resting, doing well. All that's the good stuff. But boy, was that week, just up and down, it was, seeing his kids stressed and my mom stressed and, just trying to be like calm as possible. Cause I've been through this before. My dad had a quadruple bypass. So I was, I was like, well, I already, know how this is going to go is, after the surgery, it'll probably feel good, but it's going to suck because, every little cough, sneeze. I mean, you would know, I'm sure, because I'm sure after your hernia surgery, it's very similar. Probably hurts like hell when you cough or sneeze, right?
Anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So pretty much the same there, and with this, you're not allowed to you're not supposed to lift your arms up above your head. You're not supposed to bend over to pick anything up. It's just,
bro, how's he going to squat press?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Haven't figured it out.
Jeez.
Yeah. What's interesting is, we've got a thing that was on the toilet a while ago where you can hook arms to the side of it, for someone to be able to push up, to get up easier.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Well, I'll tell you what, there is nothing like being able to kind of, get a little lean on the toilet, while you got some arms to rest on, it's nice.
I can see that.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be nicer if they were a little padded, but I'm not going to,
whatever.
Yeah, I'm not going to complain too much.
Just go to IKEA because usually the armrests come off those couches and shit.
I just stick them in my pants.
Yeah, for sure.
Are those armrests?
Sir, is that couch parts? Be like, no, it's my dick. Yeah. Just keep walking. Yeah.
Sir, is that an armrest? Well, it's an arm. Yeah, so it's really weird though. The first time you sit down and you're like, why are there arms on this?
Yeah, I could imagine that being bizarre.
Yeah.
Especially because they're carved into gargoyle claws.
Yeah. Well, naturally. I mean, I have now altered it to the Iron Throne. So,
of course. Just a bunch of plungers.
Yeah. It's just random shit. It's like broken mop handles. Just sticks. Yeah. Whatever I can get my hands on,
For sure.
I think there's a lamp in there.
A couple wind chimes.
Yeah. The
some
necessary
of that weird yard art people have.
Right, yeah, just necessary stuff.
Yeah.
Basically like a bird building a nest,
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man. So yeah, I didn't spend a lot of time up at the hospital, but I kind of felt like my job was to make sure that my mom was doing self-care, take your medicine, eat, say your prayers, take your vitamins, believe in yourself. Wait a minute.
Whatever else Hulkster said.
Dang it. Well, not everything Hulk said. Let's be careful with that.
Well, I mean, true.
Yeah. Oh man. So yeah, that's the quickest way I can recap, I think, what went on with me. So yeah, like I said, it was real kind of up and down. It was, but overall a good thing, Luckily, this wasn't a catastrophic heart attack. Luckily, they were able to do, the surgery, and the surgeon was like, everything went great, and all that. So can't ask for much more than that,
No, not really. I mean, maybe if they paid you, maybe.
True. I mean, they should.
Sure.
Yeah.
You should.
Yeah.
You should have grabbed everyone on the medical staff's phones and just subscribed to Salty Language.
Damn it, you're right. I should have.
This will cheer all you guys up. Play this in the operating room.
I got to talk to Apple and see if I can make it a mandatory thing.
Yeah, exactly. Just having it installed immediately.
What is this? Why can't I delete it?
Jesus, who are these people?
Why are there 390 episodes of this?
Yeah, I don't understand.
My phone won't do anything else now. Like
They're
it just
obsessed with hobos.
We just erase the rest of their phone.
Yes,
it's basically an iPod now.
Yeah, there's no streaming.
No.
It's a salty brick.
No, if you try to stream with it,
like,
it'll probably catch on fire at that point.
Yeah, accurate.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it's...
Well, because we were, like, because your lady was coming in town, so I was like, hey, why don't we record later? Mm-hmm. So you can spend more time with her. And you're like, yeah, it's a great idea. Mm-hmm. We were all supposed to go to Detroit Saturday, and that didn't happen because...
Yeah.
Hospital business.
Right, yeah.
Which completely understand.
Yeah.
And I'll get to my Saturday. But then, and then I was like, bro, just let me know when she's flying out. I'll get you guys up to the airport. Mm-hmm. We did that.
Yeah.
Them delays.
Yeah, exactly. Her plane got delayed, 3 hours?
Something like that?
2 or 3 hours, yeah. And the worst part was, it wasn't just like, hey, your plane's delayed a couple hours. It was, hey, your plane's delayed 15 minutes. Hey, it's delayed another 15 minutes. Hey, it's delayed another 15, It's
right.
Like, make up your damn mind.
So our Sunday recording session we had booked kept getting pushed later and later. And by the time we left the airport, and I was like, Brian, we should totally have a pint.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
you know.
And I mean, who was I to argue?
Yeah. Which I'm glad we did.
Me too. It was a nice little, it was it was a nice way to end the day and week,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, and plus it was Sunday fun day.
It was. I had fun.
Same here. I mean, this bar we went, and who knew? That was, what was it, like 25% off or 30% off draft?
30, yeah.
Yeah, 30% off draft beer. And they had like one of the premier draft beers at the time. That's so hard to find.
Yeah. Which also is an expensive pint to buy.
Yes.
Like if it hadn't been 30% off, I probably wouldn't have had to. But since it was 30% off, I'm like, well, I don't generally have many of these each year. It's Hop Slam for anyone interested.
Yeah. Bell's Hop Slam.
Bell's Hop Slam, yeah. I usually get about 2 to 3 a year, so I was like, I might as well have 2 of them right now to put myself ahead.
Correct.
Or if nothing else, at least I got my 2 for the year,
Yes. And not to mention, junior nachos that could feed a family.
Yeah, that was, boy.
Yeah.
I was expecting about half or so what we got,
I was expecting was a basket of chips with probably lettuce, tomato, and shit cheese.
Yeah. I'm not going to lie, on nachos.
It had all kinds of stuff on it.
I don't mind shit cheese on nachos, though. I'm okay with it.
Well, neither do I, but I wasn't expecting a whole lot of those nachos.
Yeah. No. They were pretty, I mean, they did have the stuff you said on there, but, there was meat.
But it had all kinds of toppings besides the stuff I mentioned.
Yeah, and they gave us a good size side of salsa and sour cream, too.
Salsa and sour cream. It was a whole situation in our face. It was good.
Yep. Yeah, it certainly was.
I did want to, tackle the 2 women next to me and just, I don't know, shove bar towels into their mouths.
Yeah, I was with you. If you would have said, let's do it, I would have probably helped.
Yeah, I'd have to walk over to the jukebox, throw some money, and play the Legion of Doom theme.
Yep. Yeah, that's what I like to hear. Well, Doomsday Device. I'll climb up on the bar because that'll be safe. And
you're like, what is this, Coyote Ugly? And he's flying clothesline her.
Damn right it is.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Wow. Put her right through one of those tables.
I mean, all I'm saying is, listening audience, is these were some drunk, loud women. I don't mind loud people.
Yeah.
But they were
too far.
Yeah, obnoxiously loud.
And the place wasn't
left.
Yeah, I was going to say, and the place itself was not loud. There was only like 6 people in there.
Yeah, exactly. There's a couple people at the bar, a couple people at the tables.
Yeah.
The music wasn't loud.
Yeah, exactly. So they didn't
need to be dumbass over here yelling like she's at the Daytona 500 or something.
You're not wrong. She was fucking loud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, man, like Austin Powers fresh out of being frozen. It was brutal.
None of these things are wrong. I'm a lot of times we exaggerate stuff, but no, he's giving accurate descriptions of this.
Complete with the penis-shaped chest hair.
Yep. Because I actually told Tony at one point, he said he was probably going to have hearing loss afterward. And I said, the only reason I won't is because you're my human shield.
Yeah, I was taking all the sound waves.
You were.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks. I mean, it helped.
And it's like the way people were sitting at the bar, that was the only spot for us to really sit.
Yeah, we were had to sit right there. We couldn't really, we could have moved a seat to the left, but then I would have been like snuggling up with some rando dude.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like,
yeah.
But then, and then the loud one left, and then her friend just started singing all the songs.
Yeah, she did.
Like, oh, is that Breaking Benjamin's new hit? And she's over here. It's like, oh, God.
It was breaking my eardrums is what it was.
Yeah, exactly. It sounded like someone, I don't know what, like, hit a small mammal and it crawled in, like, under the bar and was dying.
Yeah, that's pretty close. But the funniest part to me was when I went to the bathroom and I couldn't hear the music, but I could hear her. And for brutal. Those, like the bathroom's essentially on the other side of the bar from this woman. It's not a huge place, but it was still the fact that I couldn't hear the music coming through the speakers, but I could hear her singing. Well, I don't even remember what it was now.
I don't know.
Oh, it was Don't Stop Believing. That's what it was.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, because I remember when she was like, "So did you?"
Yes, exactly. Sunday fun day, my friend.
I wish she would have taken a midnight train anywhere.
Yeah, exactly. To the grill.
Oof. But we didn't let that, sour our fun. We still had a good time.
No, I had a great time. Had a couple beers, had some nachos, and then I think I was on the drive home. I was like, by the time I get you home, and then I get me home, and then we record, it's like 2 a.m. Yeah. So what do you want to do?
Yeah, well past Tony's sleepy time.
Well, yeah, exactly.
And you had a couple beers in you, so that worked against us as well.
Extra sleep.
Yeah.
But man, it was so worth it to stop and have some pints.
Yeah, I agree. That was definitely the right move.
Yeah.
Well, that was the funny part is I kind of feel like, that was kind of the plan, unspoken plan, I think, anyway, but just because everything got pushed back, it just was like, well, I guess this is how we're ending the night versus, hey, let's do this and then let's go record some gold real quick,
Yeah, that was like, I was like, this time I was like, we'll go to the airport, and I was like, fucking for sure we'll stop somewhere and have a beer.
Yeah. Well, that was what I was thinking too, because we would have had, because our plane originally was leaving, I think 8:30, I think is what I told you, didn't I? Or 7:30? I don't remember. Whatever it was. But it was still early enough that we could have easily stopped off, had a pint or 6, and then, made it home and recorded, but not so much.
Not so much.
Stupid airport. Or airline. Yeah.
That's what happens, man.
I'm sure it was weather related because,
Yeah, all that bizarro shit was coming in.
Yeah, which will now be slapping us in the face soon.
Yeah.
Hooray.
Well, it's like after, because I start my new job come Monday.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm taking, we're breaking the wall, kids. It's Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking the weekend off, which is, like I was telling you, it's the first weekend I've taken off in forever because my old job, soon to be old job, I work weekends typically. So, you can go into the cottage, right? You have a few days. And my mom who's in Florida right now, has been texting me, your sister says snow's coming. It's always worse there. I'm okay. I'm like, all right, I know. I've been watching. If it's going to get super crazy, I'll figure it out. It's like, geez.
Yeah.
I'm a grown-ass man.
Just take Belle with you just in case. If it gets too crazy, she can just pull the car home.
Yeah, pretty much.
And she'll probably be like, this is the greatest thing ever. So
I just bought her a new tug of war thing. It'd be perfect.
Right? See, exactly.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I guess who knows? I might be driving into the apocalypse, but I think I'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really not worried about it. Because I'm not.
Yeah.
And this will be the first time it comes true, but every time we're like, oh my God, get water and milk and bread. We're all going to die. And we get like a dusting.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm just like, not worried about it, man.
Yeah, that was one thing that was kind of nice as well. Roxana was here. You know, we did get that light dusting of snow, so she got to have some snow and cold. Because one of those days was like, I forget, it was like 20 with a nice wind chill and good breezy feel outside. Just what you want, you know?
Classic Great Lakes weather.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. We got out of the car at one point. And she's like, you know, it's cold. And I was like, yeah, you know, and she's like, I love it. She's like, I'm not used to it. And I'm like, yeah, I hate it because I am used to it.
Yeah, exactly. You live here your whole life. You're like, you're just cranky about it.
Well, that's the thing is like, you know, it's like you know it's coming. It's just a matter of, you know, how bad is it going to be this year? You know, because we've been fortunate some years and had really light, you know, fairly warm winters, which really isn't good because that allows the crops to start growing too early. Bacteria doesn't get killed off. And then we've got, you know, issues that arise from those things. But, you know, overall, it's like, I'd still rather have a warm winter.
Yeah, I'm good with it.
At least while antibiotics still work, you know, I'm cool with us having, you know, but once antibiotics stop working and the superbugs start taking over, then it's a little different. Then I want like negative 700 degrees to.
Yeah, I'm going to be life above zero then.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So move to. Well, I was going to say you move to one of the pole or the North Pole, but that's not going to do you any good. It'll probably be 80 there. So.
Well, you know, plus I'm moving in on Santa's turf.
Yeah, true. I hear he doesn't like that.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like there's only one man up here with a beard. Then we fucking knife fight in the snow.
Well, also,
Sick.
That's how, you know, him and Mrs. Claus have stayed together all these years is lack of options. So, you know.
That's true.
I mean, there's elves, you know.
Well, yeah, and you know, he's just, you know.
Everybody doing elf shit up there.
Yeah, there's got to be some sort of deep ice crevasse full of, like, elf bodies.
Probably, yeah.
He's someone that's that outwardly that good. They got some demons.
I feel like they probably just feed him to the reindeer.
It's not a fly.
Yeah.
Elf blood.
Right. There is a giant crevasse like you talked about, just full of bones.
Yeah, for sure.
Reindeer.
Bones and reindeer shit.
Yeah, I was going to say. Like, wow, this took a dark turn. Oh, man. So, yeah, what else?
What?
I said, so, yeah, what else we got here?
Well, my set, the Detroit thing, we're supposed to be getting on.
Yeah.
Which we're going to have to, for sure, full strength salty language at some point here.
Yeah.
Is I went up and visited Podcast Detroit's new studio in the Detroit Shipping Company, which is badass.
Shout out, right?
Yeah, shout out.
That one's free.
Shout out, Dave.
Yeah, that one's free.
Yeah, that one's free. And but recorded a shot of history of our pal Dev.
Mm-hmm.
And people we should probably have on our show eventually. You know,
well,
like
in
Stephanie
fairness, we have tried to have Stephanie on.
Yeah, it's just hasn't worked out. It would have worked out real good right now. She's got a Kickstarter currently on. So I mean, look her up, Stephanie Menard Kickstarter for Aeonian. Nice. It's a comic book she's putting out.
Nice. Yep.
Although she's already funded, so I mean, do you really?
Yeah. Yeah. Throw some our way instead. You know, you're on Patreon anyway. Just head over to Salty Language. Throw some cash our way.
Yeah. Or did I say Patreon? Kickstarter. She's on Kickstarter.
Oh, shh.
Yeah.
I heard you switched it.
It was recorded 5 episodes. We played. I don't want to give away what we did.
Yeah.
I found out my computer is not always the greatest, and it was collusion of technology against me, I think. Also, I just don't check things.
I feel like that had a lot to do with it, but
probably. Yeah. But I mean, it's we had a blast up there, and I mean, the old Detroit Shipping Company's cool. There's a bunch of little restaurants in there, a bar. So we had some killer food, some beers. Went out afterwards, had some more beers at another bar, and then went to Slows, had some barbecue and some more beers. Fucking, it was a killer night, man. Killer day.
Definitely sounds like it.
Yeah, it was fun. Yep. Every time I go to Detroit, I'm always like, why don't I come to Detroit more often? Every time.
Because it's up there.
It's only 40 minutes up there.
No, I'm just saying. That's just it, though. It's just, you have to dedicate, hey, I'm going to Detroit, Not like driving around town where you're just like, oh, I'm going to go over here. It's the old Ohio thing. Anything over 20 minutes is all the way wherever,
It's true. It's true.
Any idea when the episodes are going to drop?
I have no idea.
Okay, fair enough. I'm sure we'll know, obviously, and we'll talk about it then.
Yeah.
Just go listen to the show anyway.
Yeah, it's a great show.
Go learn some shit.
Learn some shit. Not for me.
History shit. Yeah, you're not going to learn anything from Tony, but...
No, you'll learn how to not print stuff.
Perfect.
Exactly, right?
Yep.
But no, it was a blast. I mean, at Slows they had, which I still don't know how much I paid for it. I'm sure it was way too much.
Yeah.
They had Short's Anniversary Ale from 2009.
Nice.
And I was like, the guy's like, do you want this? And I was like, do I?
Some for everyone.
I should have slapped him in the face.
Yeah.
You offend me by asking if I wanted this.
That's why you got to carry a glove with you,
It's true.
You slap him across the face and challenge him to a duel like a gentleman.
Like a glove that has like a mannequin hand in it. So
yeah, that'd work. Or like, oh shit, what movie where he used the Knights gauntlet? Slapped him across the face.
Oh, man. But yeah, I just, oof. It was a good day.
Yeah.
Good day, man.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed some New Holland Brewing's Beer Barrel Rye.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
It's delicious, man. It was a good day.
I'm very jealous of, I would have much rather had the day, you had than what was going on with me, but
That's fair.
Yeah. But you got to be where you got to be,
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
It's all right. I had the whiskey for you.
Yeah. I appreciate that. Taking one for the team there.
Taking one for the team.
Maybe another one for the team.
Yeah, right. But we'll have to definitely get up there again at some point.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I'm sure, Devery will have us back.
Maybe.
Maybe.
What if he doesn't?
I don't know. Not blast shenanigans.
Like next time we're like, hey, we should, we should come on your show and be like, oh no, we're kind of booked.
Yeah. I did learn my lesson. I'm just going to do starting soon. Just going to pick a subject that's obscure so no one else will do it.
Right.
And just do homework on it.
Yeah.
Everything printed out in
pie charts and everything.
Pie charts and everything with the little plastic sleevey thingies. You
could get a hold of Tate and see if she can make graphs for you. Because remember how much she loves making graphs.
Yeah, I do remember.
Anyone who's a newer listener is like, who? Yeah. Tate.
She gets referenced in the opening song.
Yeah, she does. You're right. Yeah, she used to be our third mic.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
She certainly liked making graphs and such. So
graphs and such.
Yeah, be all set with that. Walking in like a professional with one of those stick pointers, or because I just don't dig the laser pointers for presentations. I feel like you need that long stick with the pointer on the end of it so you can slap it against.
Yeah, so you can whap shit, you can beat people.
Right. I was gonna say, or if someone falls asleep, you can wrap them across the neck with it.
Yeah. As I'm walking in, I'll just wrench a car antenna off or something.
We'll just get one of those extendable batons.
Yeah. The telescopic baton.
I'm like, what is that? Oh, it's my pointer.
Pointer / beat the fuck out you.
Pointer / making sure you won't fall asleep.
Yeah, for sure.
Whatever. Just try to help.
So I've got a couple different things I got to talk about here about people being people.
Okay.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
The first one was I've had a plastic crate of empty beer receptacles in my kitchen for way too long.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd always look at it and be like, oh, I really got to take that in. Well, the day I went and bought the bottle of whiskey to take a shot of history, I was like, I'm going to get rid of these empties.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
just threw them out.
Had 74.
Just winged them out into the street at cars.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Hell no, those things were for a dime a piece.
Sorry, what was I thinking?
I'm going to get that 740 knocked off the $30-some bottle of booze I bought.
Good point. Yeah,
right.
You're right. Every little bit helps.
$40 bottle of booze, $39.99.
Yeah, every little bit helps.
A little bit counts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But so I put the crate on the counter because the lady's working. I'm like, oh, just leave it here. We'll count them out. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to go figure out what I'm getting.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't even look at the beer because I knew I'd buy some. Just looked at the whiskey. And I can hear them over there talking. They're like, how did he do that? And I'm thinking, like, they must be impressed by the amount of beer cans I have shoved in this little crate, or something.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm checking out, and the one woman's like, I have to ask you a question. I'm like, what? She's like, how did you get the ping pong balls inside of the can? And I was like, what? And I realized that Guinness cans.
Oh, my God.
And I went, wait, are you talking about the Guinness can? She's like, yeah. I was like, yeah, that's in there so it kind of simulates a nitro pour.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, I didn't know that. And the other girl's like, neither did I.
Wow.
Like,
yeah.
Kids, you work at like the premier beer store. This is shit you should know.
Yeah. I knew that before I even drank Guinness.
I mean,
yeah.
But still.
Yeah.
How did you, if I wasn't confused, I should have just been like, like, mind freak, and like walked out or something, drop a smoke bomb, run through a window, whatever Chris Angel does.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. Just the fact that, how did you get the ping pong balls? I'm really good at beer pong.
You should have been like, here, I'll show you, and just mushed a can across in their face.
Like, yeah, I'll show you. I'm really good at putting balls places.
Right. I was just thinking you open a Guinness and like shotgun it and just slam it into their head, but yeah, I guess your way works.
I was just blown away by the fact that they just
yeah. Maybe they're new. Maybe they're new.
No, because I've seen them both there before.
All right, never mind that.
Because the one was the lady that when another person was working, they're like, "Oh, did you buy all these cans from us?" And she was like, "Oh no, he's here all the
time." Maybe it's time to go to another place for a minute.
But I can't.
No, I know. I'm just screwing around.
It's the liquor cabinet.
I know. No, I understand. I understand. You got one over there. I got one over here. They picked those places appropriately.
They did.
Yeah,
they did.
Like, where's Tony live? Yeah, let's put one over that way.
Like, we should approach him and be like, can we change the Lambertville one to say Tony's Liquor Cabinet and Temple one to say Brian's Liquor Cabinet?
I like that. Yeah. That is actually how we should refer to them from now on.
You're really right.
Your liquor cabinet and my liquor cabinet. Yeah.
Yeah, that's 100% accurate what we should do.
All right, done.
It'll be funny because when I picked up like my hop slam I had reserved, it's like, yeah, I got a hop slam. And they're like, oh, okay. And then they're looking because there's, quite a few of them back there. I'm like, at least I hope it's this liquor cabinet. Now I could just be like, I hope it's my liquor cabinet and not Brian's.
Yep.
Watch them be all confused.
Yeah, totally. Like, who?
How did you?
Yeah. What?
Oh, you dopes.
What? Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I guess they just don't sell a lot of Guinness up there or something.
I don't know.
Maybe that's, I don't know. They probably just never noticed it. It's probably what it is. And clearly neither of them drinks it.
It's empty.
Yeah, I was going to say.
It rattles when it's empty.
Yeah. I was going to say they don't drink Guinness or they don't drink it out of cans, They must drink it out of bottles or something.
I just thought it was something everyone knew, but I guess I'm that beer guy.
Yeah, guess not. Should put a poll up on social media and find out.
Yeah.
See,
maybe I should look at this a different way. Is I taught them something.
You did. Yeah.
They gained wisdom.
Sure.
From me buying a bottle of booze and trading in a ton of empties.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm just saying.
It is interesting to see people taking empties into the liquor store, though, because I know you and I have been at my liquor cabinet a couple times and seen people taking it. Like, do you remember that one time there was that woman with the truck and she had like 4 or 5 like containers of cans and stuff taken in? And we were just
Shit like that blows my mind.
You know, and it's like, well, maybe she works at a restaurant or something. You know, I don't know.
That's a possibility.
You know, maybe that's what it was. But still, it was just like, that's an impressive amount of cans.
Yeah. But I mean, dime a piece.
I know, right?
You know?
Yeah. I saw something not that long ago that was talking about somebody's really trying to repeal that. The deposit up here. You know?
Oh, really?
Yeah. And in doing such would also, I think, take away the paying 10 cents for stuff. So,
I mean, I'd be okay if it.
Yeah, because it brings the upfront price down.
Yeah.
Because for those who don't know, we have to pay a deposit on cans, bottles, up here of any sort of. I think anything.
12-pack of beer costs you an extra $1.20.
Right.
Yeah.
Which, stinky pants. So.
I mean, but it would be one of those things where it's like, I mean, I don't recycle. I want to, though. I should get a hold of my trash company because we used to have a recycle bin and we got rid of it.
Yeah.
No reason to do that.
Yeah.
But I mean, I would like to not have a big crate of just empty beer things in my kitchen.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Because I wait for them to like build up before I take them back.
Sure.
You know?
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
Because it just seems silly to, I don't know.
Yeah.
Because usually I pick up beer on my way home from work or I'm out and about. I'm like, oh, crap, I got to grab some beer. It's never like, oh, I need to get all my shit together and go over there.
Right.
Yeah.
Just have to start tossing your empties in the car.
Definitely.
That's the move right there.
Yeah, dude. I just pound it, throw it in the back seat.
Yeah, I was going to say, just put a big tarp back there. That way you can just...
Tarp?
No, I'm just saying so you can grab the edges and just dump them out when you get...
Oh, I started talking about protecting my upholstery.
No, I ain't worried about that. No, I'm just... for ease of getting the cans out,
For sure.
You don't want to have to pull them out one at a time,
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, tarp or, some sort of like... those... what do you call them? Those molded liners that they sell for like truck beds. You just need one for the back seat of your car.
Yeah. I need a custom job.
Yeah.
For what? Beer can catcher.
Beer cans.
Like, it's your car, sir. So.
And I need
okay,
somewhere to put my roadies.
Dry thirsty?
Yeah, exactly. We were both on. Yeah. Exactly. Right.
I can't wet my whistle.
I know. Seriously. Ridiculous.
Jeez. What is this? Communist China?
Right? Must be.
Not
allow somebody to, have a beer while they're driving. Come on. No, it's just
goddamn animals.
Yeah. We clearly don't endorse drinking and driving.
Oh, of course not.
Yeah.
So I got that going for me, right?
Uh-huh.
I have another situation that happened this week. Not to me, to my coworker.
Okay.
But the story's so good, I have to tell it.
Fair enough.
If I were to present to you, Brian, a cucumber,
okay,
and a zucchini, could you tell me the difference between them? Like you knew which one's a cucumber, which one's a zucchini.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. So my coworker comes into work, and the older lady I work with goes, "Hey, could you come check these cucumbers? They're really squishy." And he's like, "Yeah, that's a zucchini."
Right.
And because we use a mandolin, slice them up in like chips for a hummus plate,
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, right. And she goes, "Oh, well, should I keep going?" And he's like, No. He's telling me, I came into work late. I didn't sleep. I didn't have any coffee in me yet. I still had my coat on. Mm-hmm. And I'm greeted with this.
And I'm sure his first thought was, maybe I should just turn around and walk out.
That's probably 100% accurate.
Like, already had your coat on. It's like, I ain't dealing with this shit today.
So she's like, well, yeah, so should I keep going? He's like, no. He's like, just hold on. We'll figure out something to do. And he's like, and I took 2 steps into the cooler to look around, and I heard a bunch of shit hit the garbage. So she threw all the sliced ones she did, which was like two probably don't restaurant speak. There's these things called 6 pans.
Uh-huh.
They fit like the cooking line,
Okay.
She had 2 of those filled. And then she had all the whole ones, and she threw them all away.
She threw the whole ones away, too?
Everything.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
I mean, you could have thrown them in something and deep fried them.
Well, because I actually came in the next day because I knew I was going to have to make soup, and I'm like, we got those damn zucchinis we don't use for anything.
That's a good use for them, yeah.
Make soup out. And I couldn't find them. I was like, oh, fuck it. I guess I'll do something else, you know?
Right.
And then the next day at work, I heard, because I got the head chef is like, hey, can I ask you a question? You know the difference between a zucchini and a cucumber? I'm like, yeah. He's like, you're smarter than your coworkers.
Wow.
Yeah. So I've been telling the story to everyone, and people generally get pretty, like, I asked Leah, and she about died.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, this lady's like in her 60s.
Wow. I mean, that tells you she's, a wide variety of vegetables.
I know they're both green and like penis shaped.
Right, but like the zucchini's got a different end on it. If nothing else, it generally tapers down to that kind of like, I don't know what you want to call it. The,
knobby.
Yeah. Cucumbers don't have that.
It's like, and the first time you take a slice out of it, you should be able to look at it and be like, this is clearly not a cucumber.
Very true, yeah. Especially when you're doing like a mandolin, because I'm assuming you're doing like, big round slice.
Yeah, big chips. Yeah.
So you should be able to, you should immediately be able to look at that and go, that looks way too starchy to be a cucumber.
Yeah. Cucumber versus zucchini.
Boy, I tell you what, kids these days.
I know, right?
Also, you work in a kitchen. How are you not knowing that?
I don't know.
So I'm assuming the chef went around and asked everybody because, you want to make sure everyone knows the damn difference.
Well, he's a maniac. He's a guy I've told you about. So he's just like, we're just like, this is hilarious.
Yeah, right. I was trying to act like he was being professional, but literally I knew he was like, hey, do you know this? Because that idiot doesn't. So,
basically.
Yeah. I knew what was really up. I was just,
I mean, to be fair, it's the same lady that she was like, because once again, soup. I was like, hey, because she's an older broad, right? I know, being super sensitive.
Right.
But when you go like, hey, make a soup, she can usually throw it to go or something that's like pretty good.
Okay.
So I was like, and I hate making soup because it takes forever. There's so much prep. You got to figure out what to use.
Well, yeah, because you're not making like soup for a family of 4.
Yeah, you're making like a big ass pot for like a day or two.
Yeah, where you're literally going to get your row machine working, stirring it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm like, hey, how about you make soup? Because I got all this other shit I'm doing. She's like, okay. And she's like, hey, remember that red pepper soup you made that one time? How'd you do that? I was like, I just took a can of red peppers, heated it up, threw it in the blender, pureed it, and then I added shit to it. And it was delicious.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, oh, okay. So she goes opens up this can, and it was pizza sauce. Right?
Yeah.
And then she's like, oh, well, did they need pizza sauce up on the line? I was like, well, no, because I'm not even sure where you found that can, because we've been making pizza sauce since I worked here.
Wow. So that's...
Which I don't know how she don't know that.
Right. I mean, and in fairness, it's, that you haven't worked there like 5 years or something to where it's like, ugh, that can probably still could be fresh. It's just...
when I first got hired, they're using pizza sauce out of a can. They doctored it up a little bit. Now we started making our own, but we obviously still had cans sitting around.
Yep. Wow.
So she's like, oh. And I'm like, I guess you need to make that in the soup because we can't throw it away. It's like 5 pounds of pizza sauce.
Right. I mean, you can. She clearly threw all those zucchini away.
That's true. So she ended up making some bizarre concoction.
Yeah.
And it once again, didn't taste bad. It was weird.
Yeah.
But it didn't taste bad. And
that makes sense. I could see where you could use a tomato sauce to.
Yeah, she had to water it down a little, but that's the thing. She had to water it down.
Yeah.
So she made soup for basically a week. We ended up throwing it away.
I don't doubt it. Yeah.
But like the next day at work, my dude I work with, he's like, "Hey, who made soup forever?"
Yeah.
And I was like, and I had told him the story. And he's like, "Oh."
Wow. Yeah. Oh, man.
I know. Everyone's kind of sad I'm actually leaving because. Yeah. I'm one of the few reliable people in that.
Yeah, right. Kitchen. Yeah. Well, also, the difference between a zucchini and a cucumber. So, exactly. The ratio skews a little bit with you leaving,
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Fucking A.
Hilarious.
But honestly, though, the zucchini cucumber thing is a big reason why I'm an advocate that, like, in school and shit, you should be taught how to cook and different stuff. Oh, yeah.
I remember
how to recognize a vegetable. Jeez, I'm crow.
Leah was real young. She was making fun of some of her classmates because they didn't know what a certain vegetable was.
Yeah.
I mean, not making fun of them at school, but like we're sitting at the dinner table, and she's like, "Oh my God, this person didn't know what." I don't remember what it was.
A rutabaga, yeah. No.
Yeah, but it wasn't like an obscure vegetable.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
but it was something we ate all the time.
Yep.
And I was just like, well, that just tells you they don't eat vegetables.
Yeah.
Right. Like their family doesn't have a wide variety of vegetables.
Yeah, I was going to say they might eat vegetables, but it's probably the, corn, green beans, carrots, broccoli type,
exactly. Broccoli, cauliflower, the standard issue veggies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's like the same reason why Logan took food in high school and just aced it, because he's been cooking at our house, and they're like, here's how to fry a grilled cheese sandwich or whatever,
Right. It's sad, but I'm glad that that's there, because I've known people who've graduated high school and they don't know how to make like macaroni and cheese. And I mean boxed macaroni and cheese.
Yeah.
Like you almost can't mess that up unless you just like drastically like undercook it,
Yeah, for sure.
And even then it's edible, may not be good, but it's edible,
I think a lot of people get intimidated by cooking too. Like, oh God, it's like my thought is, if you throw it together and it tastes like shit, you learned. You throw it away, you try again.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Find a different recipe or whatever. Yeah. That's actually my thing. Is when I hear different people like they're like, oh, I gotta call so and so and to ask them how to make this, and I'm like, you do know what a smartphone does, right? Like,
yeah, for sure.
Literally you have like any recipe you could want at your fingertips. And even if you need that next step, go to YouTube, you can find videos on how to make pretty much anything.
Yep.
And it's like,
exactly.
I've had people like my sister, the one time I made something, I don't remember what it was. And she's like, was like impressed by it. And I'm like, all I did was follow instructions. That's literally all I did. I didn't do, because the first time I make something, I generally leave it alone.
Yeah.
And then after making it, it's like, I just need a little more salt or what, adjust to my palate or however, or maybe it's like, I could use a little heat in this or something, And
well, that's like why I'm impressed by working with that, the head chef dude.
Yeah.
He looks like an animal. Like, you could easily see him in like a metal show.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I was making soup again. I'm like, I was making vegan soup, which I hate making because it's hard to make it taste good.
Yeah.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, bro, I need your, give this taste. Tell me what you need. Taste. He's like, yeah, you should throw a can of tomato juice in there because it's got salt, sugar, tomato. I was like, okay. And I added it and it was perfect.
That makes a lot of sense.
And it's like nothing I ever would have thought of.
Right? Yeah. I wouldn't have either, because I would have been like, oh, it's a little bland or whatever. It'd be like, let's add salt, but that makes way more sense.
Yeah. He's like either Bloody Mary mix or concentrated tomato juice. I was like, okay. So I had a can taste. I was like, damn.
Yeah, right? Exactly.
The dude just knows shit. That's why I enjoy working with him.
Yeah. Well, that's why I said, it's like, I just feel like so many people, I've known at least, and I know this isn't a huge number, but it's like, I've known at least 3 or 4 people who graduated high school and don't know how to do laundry. Right? And it's like, why don't you know how to do laundry? Why don't you know how to just base cooking? You should be able to make like spaghetti, grilled cheese, macaroni and cheese, hamburger helper, just follow direction stuffs, like super easy. We're not asking you to make anything crazy. Maybe learn to make mashed potatoes,
Right.
Like you were saying with Logan, with that class. And it's like, some people need that, I mean, in fairness, remember when we were first, becoming friends with Michelle, even remember she was like, I burn water basically. I can't cook. Yeah. And now look how many things she's tried,
Exactly.
And it's just a matter of just getting in there and, just trying. I do it all the time. I'll see something and go, that looks good. And I'll try to make it,
That's what I say all the time.
Yeah.
I'm like, you just give it a whirl.
Mm-hmm.
And if it doesn't work, I think with cooking is easier than baking too.
Oh, totally. Yeah, I'm terrible at baking. I'm so bad at. I know. I follow directions exactly, and for some reason, things just still don't turn out for me. So,
I mean, if you want, I could totally nerd out with my analogy here.
Okay.
It's like, all right, we're gonna put this in D&D terms, nerds. So, like, baking is like being a wizard, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have your books, you have all your components and shit. And you got to be like, all right, I got this. You got to study. with cooking, it's like being a sorcerer and you just will the magic out of the air.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
You know, because
Yeah.
you just throw shit together and it seems to work sometimes.
It's true, you're right. Whereas you can't do that as easily with baking because you can throw ratios off that drastically alter what you're doing. I mean, you can in cooking too, but it's more forgiving usually.
A little bit.
Yeah. So yeah, if anyone's listening and you have children who don't know like how to make those simple things and or do laundry, you know, remedy that, you know.
Yes.
Because I mean, for their own sake, you know,
for sure,
at
right?
some point they're out of the house and they don't know what the hell to do. I mean, yeah, there's laundromats, but you know, and laundry services and what have you, but it's still like, how many people do we know that survived on ramen through college or whatever? You know, it's like, you at least learn how to make that kind of thing, you know?
Right. Exactly.
Maybe some prison wine, you know?
Anything.
Just can't hurt to have that in the back pocket, you know?
I mean, it really is. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, my kids I've had them in the kitchen since they could hold a butter knife to help.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I know my kids can throw together some shit and they can follow recipes. That's all I ask.
Yeah, right? Well, that's the thing. That gets you by.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, you don't have to know how to make anything fancy. And honestly, a lot of the stuff that seems fancy really isn't, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Dude, for the longest time, I was like, chicken marsala, I can't do that. And then I watched, there's a guy that was on Top Chef named, oh shit, what was his name? Fabio or Fabian? I think it's Fabian something or Fabio. I don't remember his name. Anyway, but I saw a video of him making chicken marsala, and it's like this really short clip from like a TV show. You know how they have someone on to do a cooking segment? It's a very short segment, and he's like, you do this, 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 and he's making it as he's saying it, and I'm like, oh my God, is that easy? Now I can make it without the recipe. Right? Yeah, I can make it without the recipe. Perfect. Yep. So it's, you know, like I said, it's nice to have those things in your pocket, because that or like chicken parm, you know, those are foods that you can make. And some people are like, wow, because it seems like you put all this effort into something, but you really didn't, you know?
Well, people that can't cook, they think it's magic.
Yeah, you're right. You know? I will say this though, like if I'm making chicken parm, I'm generally going to make the tomato sauce though. So, you know, it is a little more than just dumping a jar. But if that's what you have to do, or you have a 10-pound can of pizza sauce.
Yeah, for sure. Right.
Work within your, work in your sandbox, whatever you got to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't stand it. I talk to people on Twitter all the time, and their kids are like teenagers, and they're like, oh, I had to do this and I'm like, why are you doing, like, I was doing that at like 9,
Bro, my kids do their own laundry.
Yeah. I did my own laundry from the time I was a little kid up.
Yeah. They've been doing it for years.
Mm-hmm. My mom always taught me
the only time I'll
stuff.
do any of theirs is I'm like, oh, they left some socks down here in the basement. I'll just throw one of mine and be like, hey, get your damn socks.
Right. Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it occasionally. Like, I'd have my dirty clothes like in the basement. Like, I'll do them after work or whatever. And there were times my mom would go ahead and do them. It's like, that's one thing. But most of the time I did my own stuff, And, same with cooking. Like, she taught me, like I said, grilled cheese, just easy stuff, so that if nothing else, if I was home and I was hungry,
you can feed yourself.
Yeah, and she wasn't worried I was going to burn the house down.
Yeah, exactly.
So
like, I mean, basically when I head off this weekend, it's Logan's in charge of the house.
Yeah.
Because Leah's going to spend the weekend at her friends.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I mean, and I told, like, even today at dinner, I was like, hey, you need to let me know if you need any food or anything. And then I went, you know what? You have a car. You know where the store is. If you need something, go get it.
Literally. Yeah, exactly. I mean,
yeah, it's like, whatever.
Yeah.
There's plenty of food in the house. If you want something special, go get it.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
Have a job.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you're right. My parents essentially used to do that with me too when they'd go out of town. They'd leave me a little bit of money in case like I wanted to order pizza or something like that. But otherwise it was like, hey, there's food here. Make yourself something to eat, And I did. I wasn't like, and eating cereal every meal or something like that,
Right.
But hell, even if you do that, it's like, well, I mean, you survive. Yeah. Yeah. You'll live. But yeah. Oh man. Yeah. Please, people, please.
I know, right?
Put better adults out there.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And if we want to give out one more tip to live by, is if you're going to rip ass.
Wow, this is a turn.
Make sure the door is closed behind you. Because this week I had a therapy appointment.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there in the waiting room, just like on my phone, just waiting my turn.
Yeah.
And a lady walks out and she goes out in the hallway, and before the doors close to the hallway, you just hear, and it's just like, oh my God.
Oh,
and
man.
it's like, I get it. You're sitting in a room with a dude. Like someone by yourself for an hour.
Yeah.
You're not just going to let it fly. I get it.
On Family Guy, there's, Peter talks about how he's terrible at lying, and he's in an elevator with one person, and the guy, you see the other guy make the face like, smelling a fart, and Peter goes, "It was you." That's exactly what I'd picture, is if you were in the room and you tear ass, you're like, they know 100% who it was. There's no like, well, it might have been that guy. No. I've had that though. Actually, the last time I had therapy, I'm sitting in the waiting room, and then as I'm walking back toward, where my therapist's office is, my stomach's a little like, and I'm like, oh man, and I no more than sit down, and I'm like, damn it, it's like I need to expel some heat here, and. And I'm like, but I got an hour to go, and I'm not ripping ass in a room. First of all, it's hot in the room, so that's a terrible idea. Two, it's a small room. There's no circulation in that room. It's just and it might as well have a seat next to me.
Let's talk about some shit.
Yeah, literally, yeah. It's gonna be there a while, so I was like, God damn it. So, but I did the thing, I was like, hey, can I use the restroom real quick? She's like, yeah, I basically just went in there and just,
let fly.
Yeah. Stood there a couple minutes to make sure there was no one else that needed to visit, and then went,
Yeah,
but, dude.
I was trying so hard, because there's someone else in the waiting room too, and I don't know if they noticed.
Yeah.
But I was trying so hard to not just start howling, because the door wasn't. It was only a couple inches before it closed all the way shut, but
must not have been able to hold it any longer or something,
No, I'm sure. As soon as she was on the other side, she's like, "I'm safe."
Like, I don't care what they think. I just need to not shit myself.
It was hilarious.
Oh man. Yeah, one of the times at my doctor's office, there was an older couple coming in, and the woman's using a walker, and she gets like, where my doctor's office is, they have, sliding doors to go into the main thing. And she gets in between the two sliding doors where, they always have like that big heat blower going around. So she's in there, and I could hear this woman just destroy that area. And I'm like, to the point that, it was one of those where I'm like, she might want to go check her drawers. Like,
don't call a janitor, call an exorcist.
Yeah. But
because that place is permanently scarred.
Like, me and this guy that were sitting in there looked at each other and we're like, and the guy goes, damn, and she comes in, and the woman at the counter, I'm like, when you go in, the counter straight ahead of you, there's a waiting room off to the right, and then there's some chairs off to the left where you can sit to wait also. And we were off to the right around the corner a little bit. And, the woman at the desk heard, I don't know if people to the left heard, but I know the woman at the desk did, because her eyes got huge when the sound went off. Because she's probably like, oh shit, a bomb, Yeah,
for sure. Stampeding elephant coming through.
Oh man. I was like, boy, I hope that's not what she's here for. So I pity her doctor. Oh man. So yeah, that's, good times.
Good times.
Yeah, it's something, all right.
Yeah, for sure, right?
Yeah. So kind of staying with the people and not knowing things. And this one isn't so much attacking the people. I just thought the overall situation was kind of funny. Was when I was at the hospital, one of the people there was texting with their teenage son, and he referenced something, and I think the initials were TG. Let me see. I know I sent this. There it is. Yeah, the initials were TG. Like, she asked him what he was doing, and he's like, watching TG. And she's like, does anybody here know what that is? And she looks at me and it goes, is that like a cartoon? Or, cause, you know, they all know that I watch cartoons and stuff, you know. Also,
please tell me it's not like The Gram.
No, it was not.
Okay. Thank God.
So I'm sitting there. Yeah, I'm sitting there and I'm running through cartoons and TV shows that I know, because I know he likes a lot of superhero stuff. So I'm running through all the superhero TV shows.
Wait, how old is this kid?
He's like 13 or 14, I think.
Okay. At least it was like sitting here watching PH.
What's PH?
Pornhub.
Oh, okay. See, I don't fucking know. I don't abbreviate stuff much. So we're sitting there and someone was like, just ask him, you know? And she's like, oh no. She's like, I don't want him to know. I don't know what this is. So she Googles it.
Oh boy.
And no, like right as she's Googling it, I'm like, I wonder if it's a YouTube person. And sure enough, that's what it was. I don't know I still don't know what it is, but it was something on YouTube he was watching. So I was like, that should have been my first guess, you know?
Right.
Cause the kids and their YouTubes these days, you know?
Well, I mean, speaking of, I had to talk to my daughter after she had an appointment, and we went and I'm like, we went for dinner, Leah, because at the end, I wasn't going to go home and cook dinner because Logan is at work, and, you know,
yeah,
it's going to be late. And she's like, oh, burgers. I was like, okay. So there's this place right across the street from Swig, shout out Swig in Perrysburg, called Perry's Burgers.
Oh, right.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, we go there, and we're sitting there talking, and she's like, do you subscribe to PewDiePie? And I'm like, one, I know who that is.
Yeah.
And two, no.
Yeah.
I don't. And she's like, but we got to win the war. And some social media thing I don't give a shit about.
Yeah.
You know, and she was telling me and I was trying to look interested.
Yeah. You're like, first off, this isn't a war.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But it's just,
mm-hmm.
I don't know. I still have a hard time wrapping my head around that.
Yeah.
People watch YouTube like people watch television.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, it's just mind blowing to me.
Yeah.
And my kids reference YouTube shows all the time.
Yeah. And I think that's kind of the way this situation was this kid, you know,
about the right age.
Yeah. Was the same thing. And I'm like, when I said that, and she was like, well, do you know who it would be before she responded? And I'm like, I have no clue. I'm like, I literally know of only a couple of, and it's only because they're in the news for something. It's not that I watch any of it, you know, cause I really don't. Like I said, I'm very much I go to YouTube and use it for like an informational tool more than anything, or music. That's most of what I watch on there.
Right.
You know, I don't just generally go, you know, I'm going to see what's on YouTube and go browse it. I've never done that. So it's just,
no, I mean,
you know, it's not my thing.
Yeah. I've got a couple things I enjoy watching on YouTube, but I really don't watch them that often anymore just because I don't have time.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I have a bunch of things I've subscribed to. I just forget and never go watch them. You know,
yeah, exactly.
I take that back. The only thing that I ever used to watch regularly was the epic rap battles and what was the name of that? The food thing where they always use like obscene amounts of food that we used to watch.
Oh, Epic Mealtime.
Epic Mealtime. Yeah, I watched that. Other than that, I can't think of much that I've like consistent, and I don't watch either of many type things anymore. I don't even look for it. I just, you know, if someone reminds me that something like that's there, I'll be like, oh, and I'll go look.
Right, exactly.
So, yep.
Yep.
Speaking of YouTubes, though.
Yeah.
Fluffy Bunny Ash actually mentioned to me that you remember, well, maybe you don't, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, you were talking about the Wish app.
Oh, yes.
And how, you know, you got those delightful, you know, manly gloves from there.
For sure. The manliest of gloves.
The picture you posted of those, I was like, wow. Like, I don't know.
You like that?
Yeah, I was like, I don't know how you call those man gloves, but okay. You weren't kidding when you said they go up to like your elbow. Like,
I gave him to Leah, and it's hilarious.
Oh yeah, I bet they go to like her shoulder.
Well, she'll pull them up, and then she pulls them back over her hand, so she's got a double layer, and she'll make like sock puppets and shit out of it. because she's a maniac like I am.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really did look like leg warmers from the 80s. Like,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So that just have, like, finger holes in the bottom or something.
Yeah, it was silly.
Pretty weird. Anyway, so Ashley was telling me that for a while, apparently, there was a bunch of people who were doing unboxing videos of Wish purchases, basically showing the weird shit that they got, like, from Wish and stuff. So anybody who's interested in there, she said some of them were, pretty entertaining. So, because apparently it's pretty well known that a lot of people have had the experience you had, where they order one thing and get something really different.
Yeah, it's it was something.
Yeah. I mean, they were gloves.
I haven't opened the app in a while because I might get tempted to buy something for like $3. It'll take 8 months to get here. But,
yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
It definitely had some weird shit on there.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. So, like I said, people want to go check that out. Have fun with that.
Check it out.
Because she even said, I'm the same way. It's like, unboxing videos never done anything for them. The only time I ever have, well, there's like 2 times. One is occasionally I'll watch one because they've had these like subscription boxes for like Funko Pops, and I'll watch them open it to see what they got. And for a short time, I was watching, there was a comic shop. I can't remember which one or where it was or anything, but they used to post, I mean, there's a bunch, but this one in particular, he used to send books to get graded, and he would do unboxing videos of when they came back.
Oh, so you see what his grade was?
Yeah, so I was always like, this is kind of neat, because I'm just curious first of all, what he was sending, and also what kind of grades he was getting, because he would even go over it a little bit, like, because there's some that they sent back, like, that they're like, yeah, you don't want these graded, because it'll actually lower the value. So, those I enjoyed. And there was something else I used to watch, but that's about it. Video game systems. The very first time video game systems come out and get an unboxing, I'll usually look to see what's all in it.
Yeah.
So it's already
be like, shit, I need to buy an HDMI cable.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, like, what was it? Not the Switch. Was it the one that didn't? Yeah, it was the Switch, wasn't it? It didn't come with a charger or something like that. There's one of one of the systems that like didn't come with a certain. Maybe it was just a certain kind of charger. So anyway.
I say, who definitely can't do unboxing videos there, my friend?
Who's that?
Funeral parlors.
Why not?
Today we're going to unbox Mildred.
That'd be good times.
That would be something.
Terrifying.
I'm sure someone's into it.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah, sure. I'm sure there's an audience for it.
Weirdos out there.
Yeah. If nothing else, there'll be people with just morbid curiosity, as well as people who are, like, really fucked up. But,
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, hell, people watch beheadings. So,
That's true. God, I mean, people suck.
People will watch anything. It's just a matter of figuring out how to get it to them.
I mean, I've watched some weird stuff, but I never want to see people die.
No, I don't either.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen people die only because, like, I haven't been warned,
Yeah, exactly.
And it just happens and you're like, oh shit. Well, I mean, honestly, we talked about the Challenger earlier. I mean, literally people died in that. So
yeah.
But I'm meaning more like on, a YouTube video or something like that. Every once in a while something will happen. I'll be like, oh my God,
Like, Jesus, I can't unsee that.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, ugh. So unfortunately I've seen a few, or I mean, I saw Dale Earnhardt when he hit the wall. I mean, he's essentially dead at that point, like shit like that, but it's...
Well, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Which is still so weird that they showed that like a million times. Like, a guy gets a bad break of his leg in football and they're like, we're not going to show that again.
Yeah.
Dale Earnhardt dies from a crash. Well, here's round 7,426.
Yeah. Just in case it's not burned into your memory.
Yeah. That's silly.
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah.
The light.
Whoa.
Sorry.
Jesus
got a
Christ.
song in my head. I know,
doing?
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it goes, Brian's past my bedtime.
Oh, that's true it is. So, real quick, I wanted to bring this up. Again, something Fluffy Bunny Ash sent me. Field reporter Fluffy Bunny Ash, I should say.
Yeah, sorry, Jared, you're out.
Yeah, right out. I mean, if he sends us some stuff, maybe he can work his way back up. Otherwise, right now, he's just getting us coffee or getting mail or something.
Or he might be like deep cover in some sort of news story.
He might be.
Like he might be invading like the narcos or something.
Yeah, it's very likely.
Yeah.
Yeah. But she reminded me that the January 30th is, and I'll mention again probably next week, but January 30th is the Bell Let's Talk Day.
Oh, yeah, right.
Which, I always try to post some stuff about, something to do with, my mental health issues or, getting help or what have you. And they do what I think is really awesome, and it's, where is it? They will contribute 5 cents for every applicable text, call, tweet, social media video view, and use of their Facebook frame or Snapchat filter. There's usually a hashtag that's like, let's talk, or let's talk in the year, or Bell Let's Talk. They usually put out kind of like an official hashtag.
Right.
And then they donate from that. And it's, they've expanded it. Like it says, if you put, use their Snapchat filter. Now, I don't know for the US, I don't know how much of that we'll get, We may not be able to use those things, but we can certainly tweet or whatever here, which is what I usually do. I'll pretty much all day, anytime I see somebody with that hashtag, I'll retweet it.
Right.
And as long as it's appropriate,
Yeah, for sure.
Obviously, I've seen some assholes where they'll just post dumb shit and put the hashtag, which still gets the money, but it's like I've seen some where they're like ragging on people with mental health issues, and then
that's
it's like,
just dumb.
Yeah, it's like I'm clearly not retweeting that. Although part of me still wants to, because it's like, well, that's still an extra, nickel towards fighting what you stand for.
Now, what if I get, because like every time my dog needs something, she just goes like, rah, 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 rah.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to get a video of her with Bell Let's Talk.
Oh my God, that's the new podcast or segment.
Yeah, it's like that old fool at the end of 60 Minutes.
Yeah.
Whatever his name was.
Andy Rooney. Yeah.
That's it. That dirtball.
Yeah.
There you go. And now our Bell Let's Talk segment.
Bell's sitting there in like a smart vest and glasses. Yeah.
Yep, sure.
Of course.
Got pomade going.
Right. It comes back to us and like, really makes you think, doesn't it?
No, it's some deep thoughts. Wow.
Like, oh, she's eating her poop again. Like, stop. No.
And they hear me yelling at her, stop licking your vag.
Wouldn't be the first time I've heard you say it.
No, this is fucking gross. I can deal for about 3 minutes of it, and it's like enough of this.
Yeah. I mean,
then I freak out on her.
Yeah, I mean, she knows what she likes,
I guess, right?
Oh, man. Yikes.
Good times.
It's something.
It's something, right?
Yeah.
Jesus.
So, like I said, I'll post this again next week to see if they've announced what the official hashtag is. Because I've seen people use all sorts of, different ones, but I always like to
use the official.
Yeah.
No, it makes sense.
Actually, they've updated the site since I first had it. So,
shit.
Yeah, it's it says this is via Twitter. Each time you watch their Bell Let's Talk Day video or tweet using hashtag Bell Let's Talk, Bell will donate 5 cents towards mental health initiatives.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, and always the goal, the goal in my head is always let's see, every year it's let's just see how much money we can make them donate,
Yeah, right.
But clearly they don't mind it or they wouldn't do this, so, and they're a huge company. I mean, they could, sure this is all a tax write-off anyway.
Yeah, in the long run, I'm sure it is.
Yeah, but whatever, a tax write-off that does good for some people, so.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm down. I wish an American company would do this too.
You would think it'd be cool, but it's America and we're weird.
Yep. We sure are. We sure are. So.
Yeah, I mean, like, big fan of the nation we live in, but we're fucked up sometimes.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yepper.
You betcha.
You betcha there. You betcha.
Yep. I was looking. I think that's about all I have.
Oh, well, I've got a couple of news stories.
Oh, okay. Actually, I do have something else, but that's later.
Okay.
Anyway, go ahead.
Okay. So I got a couple things. I got one that's kind of fun and one that's not fun at all. What do you want to go with?
Let's go with the not fun at all. That way we can end on a higher note.
Okay, all right. So this is the old, you might find this shocking, Dateline Florida.
Yeah.
You know that gaming chat app Discord?
Yes.
That the kids are loving?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, 7 people were arrested down there in Florida for luring children for sex trafficking.
Oh, jeez, I'm crow.
Over Discord.
Oh, my gosh. Wow.
Yes.
Ugh.
I mean, yeah. So, I mean, it's just like, I don't really want to get into the whole story because it's fucking creepy and shit.
Yeah.
But, living on a small mattress and whatever. Creepy shit happened with these Florida people.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
But just saying, like, plus if you see their pictures,
wow.
hoofa. But, it's shit like this that makes me nervous about my kids and social media.
Yeah.
Hey, although if my kids, I'd love to think that they're smart enough not to be like, oh, someone's,
yeah,
inviting me out or whatever.
Right.
But just saying.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no. I mean, was it, I can't remember, it was NBC or ABC did a special where they tested kids with the whole, like, don't get into vans with strangers, don't take candy, don't fall for the, oh, I've lost my puppy, will you help me find it, gimmicks and all these things. And it was amazing how many of the kids, like, immediately were like, okay, and did it. And the parents are watching because, it's an actor that's doing these things.
Yeah.
And the parents are watching and just mortified because, they're like, I thought, I immediately
taught little Timmy better.
Yeah. So it's just, the kids were just like, okay, and just did it,
Well, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, they're just tiny humans that are real dumb.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. Well, they're ignorant because they haven't been learned enough yet.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they don't realize the world's full of fucking creepers.
Right.
Which is really too bad that it is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it definitely is. Yeah. But yeah, it's, but yeah, I get what you're saying because that's fucking creepy.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know, man.
But
people are fucked up.
Right. But of course someone's doing this because anything that can be exploited will be exploited kind of a thing.
Exactly.
So, yeah. Ugh.
It's like, remember we talking back a few episodes ago, I was thinking there's something weird about Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah.
So they got that workout machine with no action, and within 2 weeks, 2 different people were like, hey, is this still available?
Right.
And I was like, yeah, and then I never heard back from them again. It happened again.
Yeah.
Is it still available?
Is this in your skin still available? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right.
It's just, I don't know, it's fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so that was
That's
the
weird.
shitty news.
Okay.
On the bright side news, and this is also Dateline Florida.
Mm-hmm.
This is good Florida. We're talking craft beer stuff here, Brian.
Oh, okay.
Saltwater Brewery, right?
Mm-hmm.
They have developed a 6-pack ring for their cans that are made of wheat and barley.
Oh, really?
So they'll just decompose, or they will feed the animals instead of choking them the fuck out.
Good. Yeah.
Right?
Well, it's funny because before you said that last part, my first question was going to be, is it from like spent grains kind of thing, or is it going to take a new crop of this stuff?
The spent grains would make the most sense because it's already a byproduct of the brewery. That'd be cool.
That would be awesome because that would be using, like you said, using a byproduct. Whereas if you I don't like anything that's made from a food source because it's hard to depend on that because, you know, again, we're at a point that within the next, what is it, like 20 years, 40 years, whatever it is, it's like we need to like have double the food production that we have essentially, or there's going to be too many people and not enough food. So it's like,
Right.
I kind of don't want to move toward using food as anything other than food if possible. But
well, I
whatever.
mean, we could always just like
Eat the animals.
do a Thanos move.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Get the Infinity Gauntlet. Gotcha. Yeah.
Infinity Gauntlet, yep.
Wait.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of cool.
That is cool
'cause,
though.
you know,
Yeah. I at least
I mean,
like the thinking, you know, like let's move that way. That's awesome. You know?
because I've been like, I remember seeing when I was a kid, those pictures of like, you know, like a dead turtle with a ring around its face or whatever, and you know, looking like Big Vang Vader, whatever the fuck that guy's name was.
Yep.
None of it was all depressing. So even to this day, if I have a six-pack with plastic rings, I cut them all apart.
Yeah.
You know, I just can't help it.
I know. I still do it too. Yeah.
So I like the fact that, you know, they're at least doing something that's like, oh, well, if some asshole leaves us on the beach, then the seagull's going to love the shit out of it.
Right.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
Or just melt away into the sand. It won't just sit there until,
not to mention it's
the
not,
Mashiach comes back.
yeah, I was going to say, not to mention it's just not plastic sitting around, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, cool.
So I don't think I've ever had anything from Saltwater Brewing per se,
Yeah.
but shout out Saltwater Brewery.
Yeah.
Ugh. Gross.
Oh, man. So, yeah, all right.
Oh, actually, you know what? I do have one more story
Okay.
that I completely forgot about until right now for some reason. And this is kind of a bummer, and it's kind of, but it's also kind of like a not a bummer.
Mm-hmm.
But it's very much along the same lines of as my early news story.
Oh, no.
It goes a little local, though. You know?
Uh-huh.
It was a, hold on, pulling on. I got to pull the story. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I wasn't ready for this. It just popped in my head for some reason.
Right.
So, you know how near us you head up north from like my house and you hit Milan, Michigan, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And they have all them like signs like, hey, bro, don't pick up people here because it's a prison area.
Yes.
Okay. So there's a detention center, obviously, right outside of Milan, Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
Lovely little town, great brewery there.
Mm-hmm.
But a New York man that was sentenced to 40 years because he was a leader of a child pornography ring was beaten to death in Milan, Michigan.
Oh, my.
Because fuck that guy.
Not in prison, though, right?
No, in the prison.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, you know.
Yeah, like, that doesn't really go real well with prisoners.
No. Good.
I mean,
not that I'm
it's
advocating the death of anyone, but it's at the same time, it's like, yeah, I kind of am. But yeah.
I mean, just a quick scan of his news story is, they basically said that this guy's actions has victimized more than 100 girls.
Jeez.
So I'm not real sad that some, little prison justice was served out either.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like, fuck that guy.
Yeah, I hear you.
That's kind of how I feel about shit like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you said, I know, I'm not a big fan of like, oh man, he's dead and stuff, but I'm like, well,
yeah. Now that he is,
I mean, I wouldn't kill him.
Yeah.
But I mean,
yeah,
for sure, our gene pool don't need him.
Right. Oh, for sure, dude. Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah. Yeah, stuff like that. Yeah, fuck that. Fuck that guy. All right, that's all I got.
Yeah. Wow.
I just had to, I wanted to bring that one up just because it was kind of a local news story, Brian.
Yeah, I actually didn't hear about that. So that's, yeah, good times. I also haven't really been paying attention to local news, but.
Well, that was actually one I saw in Imager of all places.
That's always funny when something, well, not funny, obviously, but you know what I mean? It's like when we're scanning something like Imager or whatever, and you're just like, I know where that is. Or
yeah,
like.
Yeah, exactly. It was like Milan, Michigan. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah. It is what, like 20 minutes north of here, basically?
Yeah, for sure.
It's not very far.
I've actually been thinking about going to Milan because I want to go back to Original Gravity because it's a brewery. I haven't been there in a while.
Right on.
Yeah.
My parents used to do a flea market up there.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
There's a goddamn drag strip up there.
Yeah, that's true. There is. Just, make sure you heed the warnings of not, don't pick up hitchhikers through there. I mean,
No,
it's
for
probably
sure.
just a good rule in general, but,
Well, accurate. I mean, unless they got big ass titties.
well, yeah, but even that, it's like now it's not just the old, you might pick up a criminal thing, but it's also that, like, this may be part of, like, a scam.
Oh, yeah.
Or something.
I don't trust anybody.
Yeah, it's like some dame's on the side of the highway. A guy's going to be like, oh, I'm going to help her pull over. Next thing you know, you get followed by somebody or something and, or she just kills you, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I know it's like you hate to even
Or
think
you live
that way.
happily ever after.
Right. Well, yeah, you never know. That's how all the best love stories start. So I picked her up on the side of the road.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And it was
I
love at
told her,
first sight.
ask gas or grass.
Yeah.
No one rides for free.
Right. And she gave all three, and that's when I knew she was
This
a girl
is a
for
chick
me.
for me.
Yep.
Fast forward 2 years later, we're in Venice.
Right. Yeah. Yep. Like as soon as I got those chains off of her, we made
Yeah,
sweet love.
Sweet, sweet, sweet love.
Oh man. Oof. All right. Well, I have a shut up and take my money for this week.
Scroll to the top of my soundboard.
Yeah.
That was because of the volume.
Oh my.
That's better.
Wow. That was harsh.
All right, geez. Settle down, old lady from
I know,
Princess Bride.
Right? Seriously.
Jeez, the old hag.
Jeez. Yeah.
Sow.
Whoa. Careful.
What?
Settle
What did I
down.
say?
I don't know. Whatever. Moving on. No.
Oh, yeah? Take this.
I'm always fine with that.
Exactly.
So Funko announced recently that they are making Michael Jordan pops.
Really?
And, it's one of those things like people have really, really wanted, but no one assumed it would happen because Upper Deck, I believe, still owns his likeness and whatnot. Like he signed some exclusive deal forever ago to where like they're one of the I think I don't know if they're exclusive or there's certain rules where they can sell stuff with his autograph and they authenticate all of it as well. Right. And so a lot of people were kind of like, thinking he would just want too much money also because he didn't, negotiate independently, I mean, not that he needs more money, but he's worth a lot of money, like as a property.
Yeah, for sure.
So the first one they revealed, actually here, I'll send you the link so you can look as well.
It'd be great if those Montel Jordan pops. Be sick.
Soon. No. So, the first one that they have listed on this site is him like, jumping in the air with the ball in the classic, Bulls 23. Then there's one from a website called Fanatics. That their exclusive is the black, jersey ones. And weirdly enough, the picture here says 23, but I could have swore I saw one that said 45 on it. Unless that's a chase or something. And then the third one's a Target exclusive where he's wearing like the Chicago jersey from his rookie year where it's in like a cursive font. And he's got like, they're supposed to be the first, the Air Jordans. But the big disappointment of all these is they apparently don't have the Nike
swoosh.
Yeah, there's no logo.
I'm more disappointed by the fact there's not a baseball Jordan.
Yeah, I really don't think there will be.
Or a sweater Jordan with the Hitler mustache.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they won't make that one either, but here's hoping.
Or a gambler Jordan.
Like he's got holding a cigar in his hand.
Yeah, kind of like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. What's interesting to me, like stuff that I've seen people kind of been, like, hey, they should do this or this. One of them was, that they should put like a trophy with him. But again,
yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
a lot of people don't realize, that to use the imagery of the trophy, the NBA owns that. So you'd have to pay them probably more money to get those kind of things. But yeah, it would be, a neat thing to have. The shoe thing, a lot of people are like, oh man, cause his shoes are iconic, especially like those first year Jordans, those red, black and white ones. But like I was telling my brother, I was like, dude, you could easily customize these.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You just need you just need somebody with a steady hand, and you could either like just cut out like a little piece of black sticker or vinyl, to put the swoosh on the sides, or, just paint it on.
Right.
Like I couldn't do it because my hands shake, but if somebody has steady hands, they, excuse me, they could, so, but, yeah, I'm pretty excited about these. I am going to try to get all of them.
All the Jordans?
Yeah. Cause
do they have the Larry Bird one? Because they can do Jordan versus Bird.
No, sick. Actually, that it like the NFL, they have a Legends line. That's the only sport that they have a legend. Well, I guess in hockey, they just announced Wayne Gretzky ones also, which is kind of cool. There's going to be a 4-pack with like different team jerseys, from the different teams he was on.
Nice.
So that's kind of cool. And I think they put one out, a Gretzky one out already that actually has the Stanley Cup with it.
Fair enough.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, this is, this really excited a lot of people. The cool part to me, the best part is that the one where he's jumping in the air, that's the common one.
Oh yeah, that's kind of cool.
I'm so glad that's not like a super rare one or some craziness like that, I still am going to have to look for that difference though, because I swear on Funko's site that they showed 45 on the black jersey. Unless maybe they've changed it. Because that was one of the first things I was wondering was, if they would make a 45 jersey.
Right.
Or a Washington Wizards jersey, which very few people are, like people be like, oh man.
Like, really?
I don't want to remember that, Jordan. That was knee pain, end of his career, Jordan,
Yeah, right. Exactly.
So, yeah. So that's my shut up and take my money. I mean, I guess too, because the Gretzky's too.
Oh, well, I guess it deserves one of these.
Shut up and take my money.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's all I got.
That's that's all I got too. I guess we gotta do the formality type stuff like the cue to dubs. I wish we had cue to W music.
Yeah, we really should by now.
Something fun.
Yeah.
Something like a sweet like piano riff, like a calliope, like we're at the circus.
Oh my god.
Something like that, like the Baby Elephant song.
Right.
Old Henry Mancini.
Dude, as soon as you started with that, first of all, I knew what song it was because they use it in the Dancing Homer episode of The Simpsons when he's the mascot.
Nice. Hey, Brian, real quick. Bell, let's talk. They're not going to do it.
She's got nothing to say right now. There you go. A hot take.
Is that your opinion on the government shutdown?
Yeah, Bell's not afraid to tackle the issues.
No, not at all.
Right? That's what I'm saying.
I hear you. Really? Well, I don't think our our listeners will agree with that opinion.
That's pretty controversial. For all of you listening, this is not Tony hitting buttons on the soundboard. This is actually his dog.
Yeah, this is my dog because she has to go outside, and I'm the only one awake.
No.
God damn it!
Oh no.
Yeah,
that's trouble.
Can you wait like 5 minutes? Oh wait, we have Q to W. And we have all the formalities.
Yeah. Here's what I'm thinking. I think we take a break so you can let her out so this doesn't come up a situation.
So we can end the Bell Let's Talk segment?
Yeah. And that concludes our first and probably last Bell Talk segment. Thanks, Bell. Thanks for being here.
Yeah. Way to go, Bell. Way to go.
Hey everybody, this is Brian, from Salty Language, obviously. But I also want to tell you about the other podcast that I'm on called The Crazy Life. It's me, my pal Heno, and my friend Jen, and we talk about mental illness stuff, mental health things. We go over articles a lot of times and try to share tips and what's worked for us as far as the paths that we've been on with, depression, anxiety, bipolar, alcoholism and such. So if any of that sounds like something you'd want to listen to, check us out. Just anywhere you download your podcast, just type in The Crazy Life.
Hey, welcome back. Now that goddamn bell segment's over.
Yep.
Actually, like I said, like I was telling you, now she's just waiting for me to go to bed.
Right. I mean, in fairness, you are too, so...
I'm going out in the frigid cold got me a second wind.
However, it lost you some genitals.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh,
for sure retreated.
Yeah. Oh, man. All right, well, let's do our Q of the W here. Last week, 2 weeks ago, actually, I guess I should say.
Crazy.
We asked, besides sneezing and brushing your teeth, what other things are a disaster if they happen at the same time?
And you would think, but Facebook sucks. I had this pulled up. Why don't you go to the emails, Brian?
Okay. Well, first of all, on Twitter, I have one, so I'll do that one real quick. At Grim Horror says sneeze and chat, which that's yeah. I think we talked about that a little bit because it's very accurate. That's no fun. Especially if you're not where you're supposed to be at the time.
Yeah, for sure.
Standing in line at the bank, bad place to sneeze and shit.
Yes, accurate.
Right. I mean, unless you're trying to make a political statement or something,
I mean, this is true.
Yeah. Like, hey, well, here's what I think of your bank. There's a deposit. Yeah.
Very much along the lines of a song I heard the other day, and then one of the hooks in the chorus was urine speaks louder than words.
Wow.
Yeah. Accurate, I guess.
Actually, I was just thinking about it, and it's like, I don't have any emails.
Really?
Yeah.
That's shocking.
Yeah.
Well, I got a couple on the face page. Now that I found it and pulled it up.
Now that I've destroyed my microphone. Yeah, good.
Our pal Philip. Homie himself. He says, well, if you ever had the stomach flu, vomiting and shitting at the same time is real dangerous.
Well, the funny part is when you have the stomach flu, you kind of don't have a choice.
That's true.
Like generally, if you're doing one, if you begin to do, like if you go to sneeze, you're going to shit yourself pretty much, Yeah,
your body's just like clear the system.
Right. And because of the fast evacuation of your back end, sometimes it makes you kind of like, and then, so.
Yeah, it's a problem.
It's a terrible cycle. Yeah.
He also says, sneezing and asking what that smell is as your significant other is telling you how good their new perfume is.
Yeah, I can see where that might not turn out well for you.
Accurate. You might want to stick to the, shitting and vomiting at the same time. It's probably a better option.
Right. I can give you a good tip on how to prevent that, though, is there's got to be some way of something that you can, like, whether it's something you stick up your nose or burn and then stick up your nose, that kills kind of your sense of smell for a little bit, Just do that before you walk into those scenarios. They'd be like, oh, it smells amazing.
Or the second you hear the little spritz of a tiny little bottle, you just start throwing spin kicks.
Right. Wow, that seems excessive, but...
Is it though?
No, not to me, because a lot of times that stuff, triggers migraines for me. So, I mean, it'd be perfectly reasonable to me.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Like Van Damme level spin kicks.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Van Damme in his prime even.
Right. That's what I'm known for.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So then also Zach Ellsworth, he says sneezing and farting. Especially if you need to poop, you end up shitting your pants.
Yeah.
It's a very common theme.
Yeah, right? It's because it's the one thing I think nobody wants to do, and it's easy to do.
It's true. You don't need any practice.
No, it is pretty bad. Like if you know, like you're in a, tender situation anyway, and then you're like, you feel a sneeze coming on, you're like, oh no.
Tender
like,
situation.
I don't know if I'm going to make it through this. Yeah.
It's true though.
Yeah.
Oh man. But that's all I got, man.
All right. Well, apparently nobody liked this one, so fine. We'll just move on.
Jerks.
Guess we'll just move on then.
Jerks.
Yeah. All right. So I forgot how many I have here. Okay, 1 through 26.
Man, they keep growing. I love it.
Yeah.
You know what? We're gonna go number 3.
3? Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. What is something most people could learn in 30 minutes that would be useful for the rest of their lives?
Well, shit, dude. We covered this earlier.
Yeah, I was
cooking.
Yeah, I was. That's really probably my best answer.
In 30 minutes, I can show you how to make some eggs and like a really easy pasta dish.
Right. Something else I could say here, so we give like separate answers, I guess, is changing a tire.
Oh, that's a good one.
Check your fluid / changing a tire, that kind of thing, because that fits in the same thing. Something everyone should know how to do.
Yeah.
Even me, like I don't drive, but I know how to change a tire. Because my dad was like, "I'm going to teach you how to change a tire."
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that's a really good one.
Yeah. So,
excellent work, Stu.
Yeah, I think we nailed that one. So that was a lot simpler than I thought it was going to be.
I know, right?
Oh man, this is another one of those ones that I'd be curious to see what people, come up with on this one.
Yeah, for sure, right?
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of things that like there's some other stuff popping into my head, but I'll just keep it to myself. We'll see, what all comes in here.
Like proper banging technique.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It's going to help you for a good chunk of your life. Hopefully,
Right.
I hope it's not going to be I guess they're sex robots kind of life,
I guess that's true. Proper battery replacement.
Yeah. Well, that's important. You certainly don't want to get electrocuted or have things misfire,
Exactly.
So.
But yeah, I like that one.
Yeah. Me too. Sweet Christmas.
Shit. Good Lord.
Jesus, dude.
Oh, crikey.
All right. Well, there you go. That's cue the W for the week. Once again, what is something most people could learn in 30 minutes that would be useful for the rest of their lives?
Show me what you got.
Yep.
Boom.
Do it.
Baby.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it. All right. Well, with that, I guess, head on over to the old saltylanguage.com and check out all the things. Past episodes, the enthusiasts that we've done, the networks we're part of, like the Tangent Bound Network, and...
Danger! Watch your back! Danger!
Entertainment. So, go check out those networks. There's a bunch of shows that you may enjoy on there. So, go have a listen. Also, go listen to our pals over at Shot of History.
Definitely.
Especially if
stand-up dudes.
Right. Especially the episodes Tony's on. Because the goal always would be to have any that we show up on be the highest, downloaded. That'd be awesome. If that every time happened,
That would be terrific, wouldn't it?
Hashtag more SL.
Definitely.
While you're on the website, all our social media links are there. If you'd like to help us out, we'd appreciate it if you would rate, review, and subscribe if you have not already. Send in them 5-star ball washes.
5 stars.
Also, if you would retweet our tweets and Facebook posts or, Instagram's posts or wherever, we would greatly appreciate it.
It would be amazing.
Yeah, right. I'm just saying. And I guess if you want to reach out to the show, if you'd like to suggest a Q of the W or something for us to talk about, or, a hot topic for Belle to give you her opinion on.
Naturally.
You can email us at saltylanguage@gmail.com. You can find us on Twitter at salty_language. You can reach me at Stunami.
You can find me at Monotony, aka Monotony.
Mm-hmm.
Or, because I've actually been looking at Twitter a little bit. I haven't been tweeting.
Yeah.
But you can definitely hit me up on salty_language on Snapchat.
I'm at Ninjitsu.
And, of course, we are on all the other socials, the Instagrams, the Facebooks, everything.
Yep. And again, all the links are on the website if you need them. And, yeah. That's everything, right? Or close enough? It's close enough.
I think it's probably close enough.
Yeah, good enough. All right. Well, look, at least we got to show up this week.
That's true.
We
were here, goddammit.
Fresh from the oven baked goodness.
So fresh and so clean.
Yeah, something like that. Right. So, I guess until next week, have a beer, you'll be fine.
Man, it tastes so salty.
I mean, or don't, because, the doctor said that, probably should avoid salt for a little while.
They already missed a fresh supplement of salt last week.
True.
Just saying.
Yeah, that's true. Plus, with all the salt we're throwing on the roads probably in the next few days.
True.
Mm-hmm.
All the salt in the shade we're throwing.
That's right.
God damn it.
They're just like each one of the little salt cubes, pellets, whatever they have, just have our faces on them. Like their salty language dice,
That would be amazing. That's a thing we need.
We should, yeah. I like that. Perfect for all your D&D campaigns.
Oh, that'd be sick.
Mm-hmm. So, all right. We'll talk to you next week.